Hi there, it's Miles Faulkner again, part two of Manage What Matters. If you recall, we went through some slides in the first video and we talked about the synthesis six-step process. When we start out on this journey of virtual management, best practices virtual management, what we want to be doing is gathering all of the issues, the projects, the opportunities, the item types, all the stuff that needs to be managed. And we talked about the use of JIRA as an application that can support that. And I'm going to take you for a test drive of that in just a moment. The point that I wanted to raise before we get into that is just that there are a lot of different things that need to be managed in organizations from a control list perspective. Defects, issues, milestones, ideas, risks, deliverables, meetings. There's lots of different things, whether you're business as usual, whether you're in IT, wherever you are, you'll find spreadsheets floating around that essentially track a lot of the work that actually is happening. Synthesis, again, is a best practices perspective on these item types and how they should be constructed and managed. You're going to have your own methodology, framework, and gates, and it's really a matter of deciding kind of what combination of these two things you want to adopt. The point that I want to raise about, for example, issue management is that historically we would see a lot of issues and control lists built in Excel. And here's an example of a complex bank situation. It's an SLA, Service Level Agreement Issue Log. And I just want to take you through, this example, because it's very common, and talk about the reasons why this is not the best way to go about things. Here you've got the item number, you've got its source, so it's cross-referencing where it came from, the name of the section, and what the issue is, and further documents a journey, as you can see, that goes all the way along here, where for me, I needed to get something going in terms of a specific action plan. And I've got, and really it's just the use of Excel to tackle something that's relatively complex. And the thing is, you might have dozens of these issues going forward and lots of complexity in what you're doing. There could be 50 or 100 of these, and it becomes a matter of prioritizing your time and trying to figure everything out. Now if I go to JIRA, which is the Atlassian software that we've spoken about before, here's what I would be seeing in terms of an example dashboard. And a dashboard is made up of these things that are called gadgets, which are summaries, and those summaries are built from filters, and essentially that's what the way that you can organize your information. So if we just want to create an item, and you'll see that we've called it item, not issue, because issues, well, they're issues. Quite frankly, what we're doing here is managing a lot of different things. And you can see that in this instance of JIRA, we've set up a lot of different item types that are of potential interest to us in terms of management and driving the business and projects forward. Now, of interest for those JIRA junkies out there is that issue itself, funnily enough, isn't an item type that comes out of the box when you get your JIRA. What I've done here is I've built, with blended perspectives, an issue called issue type, or an item called issue type. And here you can see the different fields that we want to capture about it. It's a number 2 level. I'm just typing in now this particular issue. It's important. You can see that I'm the reporter. I could add components. I could add files. I can say if there's a due by date, although typically issues sometimes we'll have due by dates. I can actually assign it to somebody else if I want to, so that they automatically get an email letting them know. And there's the issue resolution, okay? So let's just create this issue here, and then take a quick look at what we get. So unlike an Excel spreadsheet record, what we have here are more structured fields and the ability to do much more with the record. Just a quick thing to see, which is of interest, is the workflow. And what we're recommending, just like the synthesis 6-step process, is that an issue goes through a life cycle, an important concept, whereby it's identified, it's elaborated, in other words, there's more information on it, prioritized and managed, and then finally closed. And what I'm wanting to see is that ultimately I've got action plans against issues, and I can scan those issues to make sure that they're being managed. The other thing that's really important here is that rather than lots of Excel cells, lots of new information, I can create a subtask against this issue. I can say, what is the next action step? We can make this the next action step. And I can actually have this as a subtask. And I can see all the subtasks that are related to the issue. And I may now feel like, because I've got a set of actions, I can move this item through the workflow. And let's say that's been prioritized. And what I want to do is demonstrate now that it's been managed. So you can see here that it's now managed. So that gives you a flavor of these. And essentially what I can then do is I can start to build filters that show the setup of all of these issues. And I can have status, percent complete in different columns, just like the Excel spreadsheet, only it's a much more structured approach to what I'm doing. And then ultimately I can create a gadget that summarizes these issues. In terms of my ability to use Excel, if I want to, I can in fact simply export these items to Excel anytime I want to, which is a really cool feature. But it means that Excel is now just a means for publication and not a source vehicle for the product. So I hope you found that useful, and looking forward to talking to you again on other topics.